Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about Doordash Driver assaulted by customer. So as we all know, when you are delivering for any of these gig apps, there are going to be risks that you are going to be taking physically. And BC emailed me about a recent incident he had. So BC, thank you so much for sending me this email as well as the other two emails and making this video possible. First off, I do want to be clear. I do hope that you're okay. I haven't really read too deeply into these emails. I want to go over what he's saying in these emails, how it actually is for gig workers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. I wish we could get that block customer feature ASAP. Just delivered a pizza order with the classic hand-to-me delivery type with instructions, leave it at my door. You gotta love those customers that make it as unclear as possible whether or not you need to leave it at the door or hand it to them. Like, seriously. In this delivery, you have to start the customer not available timer properly, complete the delivery. As I left the pizza at the door and walked to my car, the customer came out and shouted obscenities at me. I had to flee in fear of my life. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what you mean at obscenities, but it sounds like he was threatening you from afar, which is really scary to deal with, to be honest. And it's not like he was coming to the door anyway, so what is he freaking out about? That you rang the doorbell and he didn't come to the door? Like, come on. Then the customer sent me a threatening message after I sent a thank you for the order message. I rarely had anybody get angry with this message. All right, so let's have a look, because he sent some screenshots over. So the first thing he has is the classic hand to me, leave it at the door. Okay, I didn't know they started doing this. They have a thing saying read instructions on arrival. So the instructions that the customer wrote says leave at the door, and that's kind of what you have to go by, is what the customer specifically writes. However, by the way it says that, it looks like the customer had it there ever since the beginning of 2020, where they were kind of just putting that in the instructions as a default, but not hitting backspace to clear it out. So this seems like an older message that they just never corrected. Thank you for choosing DoorDash, and thanks for supporting your local businesses. It's been a pleasure delivering your order. Have a blessed weekend. That's a really good way to do it, and actually expresses the message that DoorDash wants to send. I'll be honest with you, I say just dropped off your food, comma, I hope you have an awesome day, exclamation point. I would have actually included the idea that left it at the door, comma, as per written instructions. So I would have just added that just to make sure you're covering your bootang as best as possible, but nevertheless. Go F yourself. I'm contacting DoorDash about your unprofessional behavior. What was unprofessional about that? That was more professional than I would have been willing to give, so that's impressive. Good on you, man. Sounds like you got a customer that is literally out to bring harm to you. He then goes on to explain that he contacted DoorDash to report the customer for this incident, and not too long after, he got a response. Hi BC, my name is Lissa with the community response team here at DoorDash. We received your report regarding the incident with the customer and wanted to follow up with you. This sounds like it was a frightening incident, and we appreciate you alerting us in such detail. This sort of behavior is a violation of our community guidelines and something we do not tolerate here at DoorDash. We want to assure you that we have investigated this incident and taken immediate and appropriate action by removing them from receiving any of your future deliveries to ensure the continued safety of our community. So it looks like that even though you didn't get the actual report customer button, you are still able to actually report the customer by contacting support. And if you're not really sure what I mean by the report customer button, I made a video on the 5 new features that DoorDash is implementing into their program. I'll leave it in the description. Feel free to check it out. After that, they say if there's any additional details to report it and letting you know that they work with law enforcement, blah, blah, blah. That's if you want to file a police report, that's up to you. Not deactivated, but for my previous emails found some good info. You can remove customers out of your delivery queue. In effect, ban the customers you don't want to deliver to. Also, customers can block drivers now if they know how to block them. You have to call support and have them file a ticket, but it may have to be a safety issue though. I can't imagine it being any other situation, to be honest. Like giving drivers the ability to just block customers left, right, and center, that seems a little too good to be true. I think it does have to be a safety issue, which would make perfect sense. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Honestly, I'm glad that you're okay. That's really what mattered here. It's good to know that in areas that haven't received the update yet, can actually still block customers by contacting DoorDash about it. And it's also good to know that it goes both ways, that customers can block drivers and drivers can block customers. Because there are some customers that don't want to see the same driver because of personal reasons, or that driver just wasn't good by them. And then drivers can also block customers if they choose to be threatening drivers to begin with, but I can't imagine you being able to block a customer because they didn't tip you or something like that. Glad you're okay, glad you're not deactivated, and glad to know that DoorDash ended up taking your side for this safety issue over taking the customer side, because that's a major concern for all parties involved. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!